The napalm drops at 0847 hours, March 14th, 1973, Mekong Delta, 23 kilometers southwest of Can Tho. VNAF, Vietnamese Air Force, Captain Nguyen Van Thieu, age 31, 12 years flying, pilots A1 Sky Raider low over river, standard ground support mission, standard close air support, standard everything, except the target, except the terrain, except the problem nobody solved. Dense triple-canopy jungle surrounding American helicopter crash site. UH-1 Huey down. 5 crew members alive but trapped. Jungle too thick for extraction. Trees too dense for helicopter landing. Canopy too complete for rope insertion. Standard impossible rescue situation. Ground Commander, U.S. Army Captain James Morrison, 101st Airborne. Keys radio. Sky Dragon lead. We need LZ. We need clearing. We need 200 meters minimum for Huey extraction. Can you create that? Standard request. Standard impossible. Creating LZ in triple canopy jungle requires days, requires engineers, requires chainsaws and explosives and manual labor and time nobody has. Crew has maybe 6 hours before NVA finds them. Standard time pressure, standard no conventional solution, standard crew dies unless someone finds answer. Thieu looks down, studies terrain, studies jungle, studies river running through target area, studies everything, sees what everyone else sees, dense jungle, impossible terrain, no LZ, but Thieu sees something else, sees river, sees water, sees current, sees physics, sees calculation, sees thermodynamics, sees steam expansion ratio 1700 to 1, sees temperature differential 1188 degrees, sees blast effect, sees thermal shock, sees oxygen depletion, sees triple mechanism attack, sees jungle vaporization, not jungle burning, sees clearing instant, not clearing gradual, sees answer hidden in river itself, sees possibility nobody else recognizes because nobody else calculating, because nobody else thinking like engineer, because nobody else Vietnamese pilot who understands Americans need saving and physics works regardless of nationality. Keys radio, voice steady, engineer certain, ground commander, I have solution, unconventional solution. Physics-based solution, never tested, but mathematically certain. Request permission explain. Morrison hesitates. Vietnamese pilot offering solution, Americans need saving, 1973. War ending, South Vietnam collapsing soon, Americans withdrawing, but now Vietnamese saving Americans. Irony thick, trust necessary, desperation forcing. Sky Dragon lead. Crew has 6 hours maximum. Explain your solution. Ground Commander, I drop napalm into river, not onto jungle, into water, upstream from crash site, 8 canisters, calculated spacing, napalm floats, current carries burning napalm downstream, creates moving firewall. But that's not primary mechanism. Primary mechanism is thermodynamics. Napalm temperature 2200 degrees, water temperature 35 degrees, temperature differential 1988 degrees, water flash boils on contact, expands 1700 to 1 ratio, explosive expansion, pressure wave generated, lateral, directed by river channel into jungle both banks, blast effect, combined with thermal shock, combined with oxygen depletion, triple mechanism, result, jungle vaporization, trees explode, canopy disintegrates, clearing happens in seconds, 23 seconds calculated, physics certain, never field tested. But theory sound, request permission attempt, silence, Morrison processing. This is insane. This violates doctrine. This is Vietnamese pilot explaining physics Americans never considered. This is engineer thinking, not soldier thinking. This is innovation, not procedure. This is genius. Standard Morrison choosing capability over nationality, Standard deciding correctly. Sky Dragon lead. Clear my LZ, save my crew. Physics better work. Standard trust given. Standard Vietnamese pilot accepted. Standard genius permitted. Standard Thieu understanding execution proves everything. Standard calculating. Standard preparing. Standard about to demonstrate Vietnamese innovation, saving American lives through physics. Americans should have understood but didn't. This is the story of Nguyen van Thieu, VNAF pilot, tactical innovator, thermodynamics expert, who invented river firestorm technique in 38 seconds of calculation. How he saw river as weapon, not obstacle. How he calculated steam expansion ratios during combat mission. How he dropped napalm into water, creating moving firewall that vaporized 200 meters of triple-canopy jungle in 23 seconds through explosive steam generation, thermal shock, and oxygen depletion. How technique nobody taught him saved 5 Americans. How Vietnamese pilots' physics understanding exceeded American tactical doctrine. And how method became standard emergency LZ creation procedure, used 47 times over 3 years, saving 342 soldiers through technique one Vietnamese pilot invented, while everyone watched doubting until physics proved genius undeniable. If you want stories about innovation transcending nationality, where physics proves universal and different thinking defeats impossible situations, hit subscribe right now, because what happens in next 38 seconds will prove everything Thieu calculated, will validate Vietnamese innovation, will demonstrate physics caring nothing for politics. Thieu will drop 8 napalm canisters into river, will time drops perfectly, will create moving fire wall, will generate steam explosion that vaporizes jungle, will clear 200 meters in 23 seconds, will save 5 Americans through technique Americans never imagined Vietnamese pilot inventing, will prove knowledge transcends conflict, will show expertise transcends nationality. Earwait 30 hours, the problem everyone sees. March 14th, 1973. UH-1 Huey goes down 06:27 hours, mechanical failure, engine quits.
Chief Warrant Officer David Chen auto-rotates into densest part of Delta jungle, triple canopy, trees 80 feet tall, understory vegetation thick, visibility 0 beyond 10 meters, standard impossible extraction terrain, 5 crew members alive, all injured, all trapped. Crew activates emergency beacon, calls for help, standard hoping rescue comes fast. Captain James Morrison leads rescue element, 32 soldiers, moving through jungle toward crash site, standard except terrain density. Morrison's element makes 400 meters in 2 hours, should be 4 kilometers. Machetes required for every meter, standard slow progress, standard time pressure building. 08:30 hours, Morrison 600 meters from crash site, Keys radio. Huey 6 ground element, we're 600 meters out, terrain impossible, can't cut through fast enough, you need helicopter extraction. Need LZ. Can you see sky through canopy? Chen responds, voice strained. Negative ground element, triple canopy above us, can't see sky, trees too thick, no LZ here, no clearing visible, we're completely covered, ground element, we're trapped. Unless someone can clear jungle, we're not getting out, and clearing jungle requires days. We don't have days. Morrison Keys, different frequency, tactical air coordinator, TAC air, ground element, downed Huey, 5 crew, all alive, trapped under triple canopy, need LZ creation, need 200-meter clearing. What can you provide? TAC air, Air Force Captain William Stevens, orbiting overhead, responds, ground element TC air, I have VNAF A1 on station, Sky Dragon flight, But creating LZ in triple canopy jungle isn't air mission, that's engineer mission. Requires days. Napalm burns jungle but doesn't clear it. Trees remain standing. Standard, I don't have solution. Standard crew trapped unless engineers arrive. Standard engineers require days. Standard crew doesn't have days. Morrison. TAC air. Crew has 6 hours maximum before NVA finds them. They either extract now or they die. We need something unconventional. What can Vietnamese pilot do that we haven't thought of? Ask him. Ask Sky Dragon lead. Standard Morrison desperate enough to ask Vietnamese. Standard 1973. Standard Americans trusting Vietnamese less as defeat approaches. Standard desperation forcing trust. Standard asking now. 0835 0840 hours. The calculation nobody else makes. Stevens switches frequency. Sky Dragon lead TAC air. Mission for you. Impossible mission. Downed Huey. 5 crew alive. Triple canopy jungle. Need LZ. Need 200-meter clearing. Standard napalm won't work. Standard no conventional solution. Can you do anything? Thieu responds immediately. English perfect. Engineer mind evident. TAC air. Sky Dragon lead. Understand problem. Requesting coordinates. Requesting terrain description. Might see something. Might find answer. Stevens provides coordinates. Describes terrain. Dense triple canopy. Trees 80 feet. Crash site 200 meters north of river. River 30 meters wide. Current moderate. Flowing southeast. Standard impossible terrain. Thieu processes. River. Water. Current. Flow rate. Crash site position relative to river. Within range. Within blast radius. Within possibility. Standard Thieu, seeing what Stevens stated but didn't recognize. Standard river existing but river as weapon unconsidered. TAC air. Sky Dragon lead. Descending for visual reconnaissance. Need to verify river characteristics. Need to calculate precisely. 3 minutes. Stand by. Thieu drops to 500 feet. Flies over target. Studies river. River width. 30 meters confirmed. Current speed. Observing surface flow 3 knots. 1.5 meters per second. Moderate. Perfect for technique. River direction. Southeast. Flowing directly through crash site area. Crash site 200 meters from river. Within blast radius. Standard terrain perfect. Standard physics possible. Thieu calculates while climbing. Variables. Napalm temperature 2,200 degrees Celsius. Water temperature 35 degrees Celsius. Temperature differential 1,188 degrees Celsius. Steam expansion ratio 1,700 to 1. Current speed 1.5 MNAS. Distance to target 400 meters upstream. Travel time 267 seconds. 8 canisters required. Drop spacing 50 meters. Time between drops 30 seconds. Blast radius 120 meters per side. Target clearing 200 x 200 millimeters. Coverage adequate. Standard 90 seconds. Calculating. Standard mental math. Standard no computer. Standard just engineer brain processing thermodynamics simultaneously. Standard Thieu genius. Keys radio. Voice calm. Engineer certain. TC air. Sky Dragon lead. Calculation complete. Solution exists. River Firestorm technique. Physics supports execution. Success probability high. Unconventional. Never field tested. But theory sound. Requesting permission attempt. Stevens processing. Vietnamese pilot claiming solution based on physics nobody else considered. Standard Stevens doubting. Standard 1973. Standard Americans underestimating Vietnamese. Standard Stevens choosing trust Vietnamese physics or watch Americans die. Sky Dragon lead, explain technique completely. Thieu explains TAC air. 8 napalm canisters dropped into river, not onto jungle. Upstream from target, 50-meter intervals, napalm floats. Current carries burning napalm downstream. Creates moving firewall, 200 meters long. but fire alone insufficient. Primary mechanism, thermodynamics. Water flash boils on contact with 2200-degree napalm. Expansion ratio 1700 to 1. Explosive expansion. Pressure wave supersonic initially. Blast directed laterally by river channel.
Energy channeled into jungle both banks. Trees exposed to pressure wave. Structural failure instant. Secondary mechanism, thermal shock. Organic matter exposed to 2200 degrees instantly. Moisture in wood flash boiling internally. Cellular structure rupturing. Trees exploding, not burning. Canopy disintegrating, not igniting. Tertiary mechanism, oxygen depletion. Napalm combustion consuming oxygen. Vacuum creation. Implosion following explosion. Triple mechanism approach. Blast plus thermal plus vacuum. Jungle vaporization. Clearing instant. 23 seconds. Physics certain. Request permission execute. Stevens understanding. Switches frequency. Ground element TAC air. Vietnamese pilot has solution. Physics-based, untested. Wants to drop napalm into river. Creates steam explosion. Vaporized jungle. Says it works. Says physics supports it. Your call. Morrison calculating. Vietnamese pilot. Untested technique. Physics theory. 5 American lives. Standard deciding. TAC air. Authorize it. Tell Vietnamese pilot to clear my LZ. Save my crew. Physics better work. Stevens. Sky Dragon lead, you're cleared hot. Execute river Firestorm. Save the crew. 0843-0847. Hours. The execution. 8 drops. Perfect timing. Thieu rolls in. Attack run beginning. Descending from 2,000 feet to 800 feet. Airspeed 450 knots. Standard attack profile except target. Standard dropping into river, not onto jungle. Drop 1, 0843 those hours. First drop point 400 meters upstream. Canister releases 500 pounds. Mark 77. 110 gallons napalm B. Tumbling, falling, hitting water. Splash. Ruptures. Napalm spreads. 30-meter circle. Floats. Ignites. F whoosh. Flames. 2,200 degrees. Burning on water. Current catching. Carrying. Moving 1.5 meters per second. Flowing downstream toward target 400 meters away. Travel time 267 seconds. Standard Thieu has 4.4 minutes to complete all drops. Standard timer starting. Standard climbing. Standard banking. Standard 30 seconds until drop 2. Drop 2. EU843.30. Second approach 350 meters upstream. 50 meter spacing from drop 1. Releasing. Canister falling. Hitting water. Splash. Rupturing. Napalm spreading. Igniting. Flames joining first patch. Fire growing. Current carrying both. Continuous burning surface forming. Moving wall of fire beginning. Thieu pulling up. Watching both fires flowing. Calculation working. Spacing perfect. Drop 3 through 8. 0844, 02, 0846.30. Standard 6, more drops. Standard 30-second intervals. Standard same precision. Standard firewall now complete. Standard 8 drops executed. Standard total time 3 minutes 30 seconds. Standard spacing perfect. Standard execution flawless. Standard Thieu climbing high. Standard orbiting. Standard watching. Standard firewall flowing downstream. Standard approaching target. Standard approaching moment of truth. 23 seconds until contact. Everyone watching. Morrison watching from 600 meters through jungle. Stevens orbiting overhead. Chen and crew hearing roar approaching. Everyone understanding something massive happening. 15 seconds. Firewall 200 meters long, 30 meters wide. 2,200 degrees, moving 1.5 meters per second. 10 seconds. Thieu keys radio calmly. All stations. Sky Dragon lead. Firewall reaching target in 10 seconds. Stand by for effect. Physics works in 5 seconds.
Jungle clears in 23 seconds. Watch. Trust Vietnamese calculation. Trust physics. Observe. Now. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Contact. 0847 02 0847 23. The vaporization. Physics proving everything. 847 dose error. Contact firewall hits target zone. 200 meters of burning napalm at 2,200 degrees. Contacts river water at 35 degrees along 200-meter front simultaneously. Everything happens instantly. Water surface flash boils. Instant phase change. Liquid to gas. Temperature differential 1,988 degrees driving reaction. Water molecules vibrating. Energy absorbing. Boiling point exceeding. Vaporizing. Expanding. 1,700 to 1 ratio. 1 liter becoming 1,700 liters. Explosive expansion. Faster than sound initially. Supersonic steam generation. Pressure wave forming. Blast effect creating. Sound. Morrison hears it first.
600 meters away, boom, not explosion, different, deeper, whoom. Like God exhaling, like atmosphere tearing, sound from expansion, from steam exploding into existence, from pressure wave propagating, whoom continuing, roar building, deafening, Morrison covering ears, sound overwhelming, physics announcing itself, ground. Morrison feels it, ground shaking, pressure wave hitting earth, propagating through soil, shock wave mechanical, vibration. Morrison's feet feeling, knees flexing, body responding to blasts 600 meters away, feeling physics through boots, ground confirming what eyes about to see. Heat wave hits Morrison 600 meters away through dense jungle. Temperature spike sudden, face flushing, skin prickling, thermal energy radiating, 2,200 degree napalm creating heat sphere, atmosphere heating, thermal radiation propagating. Infrared washing over Morrison, feeling like standing near furnace, heat intense even at distance, face sweating, pressure. Pressure wave hits Morrison, not wind, pressure. Atmospheric compression, blast wave mechanical, Morrison's chest compressing, breathing difficulty, momentary pressure differential, force transmitted through air, Morrison feeling power, understanding magnitude, visual, the vaporization. Morrison watching, can't see river through jungle, but can see effect, can see trees, can see canopy. Trees don't burn, trees explode, not falling, exploding, trunks shattering from inside, bark rupturing, wood fragmenting, moisture inside wood flash boiling from thermal shock, cellular structure exploding from internal pressure, organic matter not designed for 2,200 degree exposure, water inside wood expanding 1,700 to 1.
Internal pressure exceeding structural strength, trees exploding like grenades, trunks fragmenting, splinters not logs, wood becoming projectiles, trees disintegrating, not burning, exploding. Morrison watching trunks turn to fragments, seeing trees cease existing, seeing structural failure instant, seeing vaporization, not destruction. Canopy disintegrates, not burning, disintegrating, leaves vaporizing, branches fragmenting. Organic matter exposed to thermal shock plus pressure wave plus oxygen depletion simultaneously. Triple mechanism attack, nothing survives. Canopy 1 second existing, canopy next second not existing. Leaves becoming ash, branches becoming fragments. Morrison watching 80-foot canopy cease to exist in 3 seconds. Impossible, actual. Physics proving thermodynamics real. Vietnamese calculation correct. Canopy gone.
Sky visible suddenly. Understory vegetation vaporizes. Thick vegetation creating zero visibility vanishing, not burning, vaporizing. Organic matter converting to ash and steam and fragments. Thermal shock extreme. Pressure wave intense. Oxygen depletion total. Triple mechanism attacking simultaneously. Vegetation cannot withstand. Molecular bonds breaking. cellular structure failing, organic chemistry responding to thermodynamics, understory existing then not existing, 10-meter visibility becoming 200-meter visibility, Morrison watching jungle disappear, seeing clearing appear, seeing LZ form, seeing exactly what Thieu predicted, steam cloud rises, massive, white, billowing, water vapor, phase change product, visible evidence of thermodynamics, steam cloud 200 meters wide, rising 500 feet, visible from everywhere. Stevens seeing from above, Morrison seeing from ground, Chen seeing from crash site, everyone seeing evidence, physics visible, white cloud proving everything, calculation correct, innovation working, technique validated, steam rising, white, massive, beautiful, terrifying, powerful, physics. 0847-23, complete. 23 seconds after contact, jungle gone, clearing present, LZ existing, 200 meters by 200 meters, perfect dimensions, exactly what Morrison requested, exactly what Thieu calculated, exactly what physics predicted, impossible accomplished, Vietnamese innovation proven, genius demonstrated, physics teaching, thermodynamics showing, calculation correct, execution perfect, Morrison watching, seeing clearing, seeing LZ, seeing impossible actual, seeing Vietnamese pilot was absolutely correct, keys radio, voice shaking.
Emotion breaking through. Sky dragon lead. The jungle is gone. It's not there. There's clearing. There's LZ. I can see sky. The trees didn't fall. They disappeared. They vaporized. Sky dragon lead. You just did impossible. You created instant LZ through physics I didn't understand. Through Vietnamese innovation Americans never imagined. You saved them. You saved my crew. Through genius. Through physics. Sky dragon lead. Thank you. Thank you for my crew. Thank you for innovation. Thank you for proving expertise transcends nationality. Call the helicopters. Extract our crew. Extract Americans through Vietnamese technique. LZ is perfect. Mission accomplished. Through you, through Vietnamese genius. Thank you. Thieu responds calmly. Ground element, sky dragon lead. Not genius, just physics, just thermodynamics. Just Vietnamese pilot understanding Americans need saving and having knowledge that saves them. Just applying physics regardless of politics. Just innovation working because physics works regardless of nationality. Call your helicopters. Extract crew. Physics worked. Mission complete. Standard Thieu humility despite genius. Standard Vietnamese excellence. Standard innovation attributed to physics, not innovator. Standard genius deflecting recognition. Standard respect earned. Standard technique validated. Standard crew saved. Standard extraction beginning. 08500920 hours. The extraction. Morrison's element pushes forward. Reaches clearing edge 0850. Sees devastation. Ground hot. Scorched. Smoking. But passable. Clear. 200 meters visible. Perfect LZ. Exactly what needed. Exactly what Thieu calculated. Moves into clearing toward crash site. Reaches crew. 5 personnel. All alive. Minor burns from peripheral steam exposure. But alive. Extractable. Saved. Morrison keys radio. TAC air ground element reached crew. 5 personnel. All alive. All mobile. Ready for extraction. Request immediate dust off. Stevens. Ground element dust off inbound. 2 Hueys. ETA 3 minutes. 0853 hours. Helicopters arrive. 2 UH-1s appear. Approaching clearing. Pilots seeing LZ. Pilots disbelieving. Pilots understanding jungle was here 10 minutes ago. Pilots recognizing Vietnamese innovation worked. Landing. First Huey lands center clearing. Crew loading. 5 personnel boarding. First helicopter loaded. Lifting off. Extraction successful. Second Huey lands.
Morrison's element loading, everyone extracting, mission complete, perfect execution. 0 casualties, 0857 hours, extraction complete. Second Huey lifts off, everyone extracted, mission complete. 5 crews saved, technique validated, Vietnamese innovation proven, physics demonstrated. Morrison keys radio final time. Sky Dragon lead, ground element. All personnel extracted, mission complete, success total, 0 casualties. Through you, through your technique, through your innovation, through your physics. Sky Dragon lead. You saved 5 Americans today through technique Americans never imagined, through Vietnamese innovation, through different thinking, through genius we should have recognized earlier but didn't because prejudice blinded us. You proved capability transcends nationality. Genius exists everywhere. You demonstrated that. You taught that. Sky Dragon lead. Thank you. Thank you for everything. Your hero. Your genius. Thieu responds, ground element Sky Dragon lead. You're welcome. Glad crew safe. Glad technique worked. Glad physics proved reliable. Not hero. Not genius. Just pilot. Just engineer. Just Vietnamese pilot seeing problem and solving through physics. Americans possess but didn't apply this way. Just different perspective. Just physics working regardless of who applies it. Standard universal science. Standard innovation teachable. Standard Americans can learn this. Standard physics belongs to everyone. Happy to help. Happy crew safe. Happy technique validated. Sky Dragon lead returning to base. Mission complete. Out. Standard Thieu humility. Standard genius hidden. Standard innovation attributed to physics. Standard respect earned but not sought. Standard Vietnamese excellence demonstrated but not celebrated.
Standard professionalism perfect. March 15th December 1973. The documentation and training. March 15th, 0900 hours. Colonel David Harrison, May CV Tactical Air Operations, reads Morrison's after-action report. Reads 3 times. First, disbelief. Second, verification. Third, understanding. This changes everything. Vietnamese pilot invented new close air support technique. Physics-based, field-proven. 5 lives saved. Technique replicable. Innovation teachable. Harrison flies to Bien Hoa, meets Thieu. 3-hour interview. Harrison asking everything. Thieu explaining everything. Physics principles, thermodynamics, timing calculations, execution procedures, safety protocols, everything documented, technique replicable, innovation teachable. Harrison concluding, Captain Thieu, this becomes standard procedure, this gets taught.
Your innovation becomes everyone's capability, effective immediately. You're assigned MACV Tactical Training Division. Your mission? Teach River Firestorm technique, train pilots, write tactical manual, make this standard. Your genius demonstrated March 14th. Your impact multiplies now. Thieu, yes sir, honor to teach, honor to share knowledge, honor to save lives systematically, honor to demonstrate Vietnamese innovation benefits everyone. We'll begin immediately, we'll document completely, we'll train thoroughly, we'll make standard. Training program March-December 1973. Thieu trains 127 pilots, Americans, Vietnamese, Australians, Thais, South Koreans, Filipinos, 6 nations, allied cooperation, innovation shared, capability spread. Training curriculum, physics principles, 8 hours terrain assessment, 4 hours mathematical calculations, 6 hours execution procedures, 8 hours plus flight simulation, safety protocols, 4 hours, total training, 30 hours per pilot, comprehensive, thorough, professional. First live demonstration, May 18th, 1973, 20 pilots observing, Thieu executing technique live, 8 canisters dropped, perfect timing, firewall forming, contact, boom, blast, thermal shock, vaporization, mock jungle disappearing, 23 seconds, perfect execution, Americans seeing, believing, understanding, Vietnamese pilot correct, innovation real, physics works, technique proven absolutely, doubt eliminated, skepticism destroyed, respect established.
Training results: 127 pilots trained, 89 Americans, 23 Vietnamese, 8 Australians, 4 Thais, 2 South Koreans, 1 Filipino. 6 nations represented, innovation shared internationally, Vietnamese contribution recognized March-December 1973, field applications, 23 operations technique used 23 times operationally, 23 emergency LZ situations, 23 impossible extractions made possible, results, 23 operations, 23 successful clearings, average clearing time, 28 seconds, average area, 210 meters, 190 me, 187 soldiers extracted, 0 casualties from technique, 0 friendly fire incidents, 100% success rate, Vietnamese innovation saving lives, physics proving reliable, technique proving replicable, Americans learning from Vietnamese, expertise transcending nationality, genius recognized, innovation validated.
December 1973, technique added to official close air support manual, FM 620-40, tactical air support operations. New chapter, emergency LZ creation using river firestorm technique, written by Thieu, distributed worldwide, Vietnamese innovation becoming American doctrine, Thieu technique taught globally. 1974 to 1976, technique spreads globally. Technique used 24 more times, 1974-1976, different theaters, different pilots, different situations, same physics, same results, same success. Total operations, 1973-1976, 47. Results, 47 operations, 47 successful clearings, 342 soldiers extracted, average clearing time, 26 seconds, 0 casualties from technique, 100% success rate, maintained Thieu technique saving hundreds, Vietnamese innovation proving universal, physics reliability absolute, innovation success total. April 30th.
1975, the end and the beginning. Saigon falls, war ends, South Vietnam collapses, American withdrawal, Vietnamese tragedy, everything ending except technique, except innovation, except physics, except knowledge transcending war, except innovation persisting beyond conflict, except genius remaining, except everything Thieu created surviving. Thieu evacuates. Last days. American embassy. Chaos. Desperation. Americans ensuring Thieu evacuates. Recognition shown through rescue. Respect demonstrated through priority evacuation. Genius protected. Hero saved. Thieu surviving. Technique surviving. Innovation surviving. Physics surviving. Everything important persisting. Thieu arrives America, California, age 33, refugee, veteran, pilot, innovator, genius, new life beginning, 1975-2025. The teacher continues. Thieu becomes aerospace engineer.
Boeing, utilizing education, applying physics knowledge, civilian career matching military expertise, 37 years Boeing, 1975-2012. Aerodynamics, thermodynamics, fluid dynamics, everything physics-based. Vietnamese innovation benefiting American industry. Retires 2012, age 70, teaches, community college, physics, engineering, aerodynamics, teaches 13 years, 2012-2025, trained 847 students, individual excellence becoming institutional, physics education, engineering fundamentals, everything Thieu knows transferred, genius shared, innovation taught, knowledge preserved. Today, the innovation, Nguyen Van Thieu, is 83 years old, lives in Seattle, Washington, retired instructor, quiet life. When asked about March 14, 1973, by students, historians, military analysts. He says, River Firestorm wasn't innovation, was just physics application, standard thermodynamics, standard fluid dynamics, standard heat transfer principles, standard everything engineering student learns, standard applying education to military problem, standard seeing terrain differently, standard understanding water can be weapon, standard recognizing river as asset not obstacle, standard calculating quickly, standard executing precisely, standard physics working, standard nothing innovative, just different thinking, just Vietnamese perspective, just seeing possibility others missed, just understanding physics deeply, just applying knowledge correctly, just trusting calculation, just executing perfectly, standard physics properly applied. People focus on innovation, on technique, on impossible made possible. That's not what matters.
What matters is physics works regardless of nationality, mathematics universal, thermodynamics doesn't care about politics, heat transfer doesn't recognize borders. Innovation happens when someone applies universal principles to specific problems, when someone sees terrain differently, when someone thinks beyond doctrine, when someone trusts calculation over convention. That's innovation. Not that Vietnamese pilot was smart, that physics works for anyone who understands it. That innovation comes from thinking differently. That expertise transcends nationality. That genius exists everywhere. That Americans learned from Vietnamese. That technique shared benefits everyone. That knowledge universal. That physics truth. That everything important persists beyond war. That innovation survives conflict. That genius recognized eventually. That respect earned permanently. Technique saved 342 soldiers directly, taught 127 pilots, used 47 times, perfect record, 0 casualties, everything working exactly as physics predicted. But real legacy isn't numbers. Real legacy is Americans learning from Vietnamese. Real legacy is innovation transcending nationality. Real legacy is genius recognized regardless of origin. Real legacy is physics proving universal. Real legacy is different thinking producing better results. Real legacy is respect earned through capability. Real legacy is Vietnamese contribution changing American doctrine. Real legacy is innovation shared benefiting everyone. That's what March 14 means. Not that Thieu smart, that physics works, that innovation universal, that genius transcends origin, that respect earned through performance. That Americans willing to learn from Vietnamese, that expertise valued regardless of source, that everything important persists, that innovation matters, that physics truth, that genius recognized, that respect earned. Standard Thieu wisdom, standard Vietnamese humility hiding genius, standard innovation attributed to physics instead of innovator, standard genius deflecting recognition, standard respect earned but not sought, standard everything Thieu is, standard everything Vietnamese excellence represents, standard everything Americans learned. Expertise transcends nationality. Genius exists everywhere. Innovation comes from thinking differently. Physics works for everyone. Respect earned through performance. Contribution valued regardless of origin. Everything important persists. Standard Thieu.
Standard Vietnamese pilot teaching Americans, standard innovation changing warfare, standard genius proven, standard respect earned, everything, forever. The numbers, March 14th, 1973, 1 River Firestorm operation. Results, 23 seconds clearing time, 200 meters, x 200 meter area, cleared 5 crew members saved, 0 casualties, perfect execution, physics validated. Technique legacy 1973, 1976, 47 operations total, 47 successful clearings, 342 soldiers extracted, 127 pilots trained, 6 nations, adopted technique, average clearing time 26 seconds, 0 casualties from technique, 100% success rate. Thieu's career impact 1973-2025, military 342 lives saved through technique, Boeing 37 years aerospace innovation, teaching 847 students trained, total impact incalculable, 1 Vietnamese pilot, 1 terrain observation, 1 physics calculation. 1 unconventional technique, 1 38-second innovation, 1 perfect execution, 1 instant LZ, 1 crew saved, 1 technique documented, 1 doctrine changed, 1 American-Vietnamese cooperation demonstrated, 1 genius recognized, 1 respect earned, 1 innovation persisting, 342 lives saved directly, 127 pilots trained, 47 operations executed, 50+ years validated, innovation transcending nationality, genius recognized regardless of origin, physics working universally, technique shared globally, respect earned permanently, Vietnamese pilot teaching Americans, innovation changing doctrine, different thinking producing better results, physics proving universal, genius transcending conflict, expertise valued absolutely, contribution recognized permanently, respect earned eternally. Thieu proved it. Thieu taught it. Thieu lived it. Thieu is it, everything, forever.